Hey everybody, welcome back to Hardworking Man. Today we're going to show you what the best electric firewood bundler on the market can do.
We're also going to tell you how you can get a free Hardworking Man t-shirt. We're going to have a couple available. We're going to have the Dyna shirts. We have a couple Easton made and a couple Allwood shirts left, so if you want to know how to get yours, stay tuned. We also need your help. We're having some issues with our Honda fuel-injected engine, and I'm not sure where to start. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, and if you know anything about engines or have any ideas how we can get this sorted out, stay tuned and help us out in the comments.
If you run a firewood business and you haven't incorporated bags or bundles into it yet, you are missing out on one of the highest profit margins available in the firewood business.
We all know time is money. Time is one thing you can never have enough of. Dyna thought about that, how they built their system. We're going to show you why it's the best electric firewood bundler on the market, how fast we can produce our bundles, and why we can produce them so fast with this machine.
So these preload trays are what makes the Dyna bundler one of the best in the market. Well, actually, the best one in the market. I'm going to take some of this ash, add in some fast burning cottonwood, and just do a nice little mixture here. Now the tray tells me how much I'm making in my bundle. So I just select here, I'm picking the 3/4, so I know I have a good size for what we want to sell. Then I'm going to add some of this kindling on the top. One of our Hardworking Man fire starters will also go in here. One of the nice features of this kindling is how easy it is to just square off a bundle so that it's all ready to go. Now I'm just going to put it over here. And if you have a nice little system going with a partner, they can start filling this again for you. Now this bundler couldn't be easier. Just do like 3 to 4 wraps. We'll do another little bit here. I have my box cutter. Slice it. And now I'm just going to load it on the pallet. Beautiful.
All right, now we're just going to make bundles. We'll do a little bit of chat while we're doing it. We're going to set a stopwatch so we can give you an accurate time as to how many bundles we made and how long it took.
And go.
So I'm going to try to get ahead of Rachel so that I can keep her fed once we get this first one made. She could jump in here and make one too, just so once all 3 racks are started, then I can try to keep them feeding to her while she's making the bundles. We've got some, like she said, some softwood here. Well, it's cottonwood, so technically it's a hardwood, but it burns, it throws a better flame, it burns quicker. You don't want a whole, I guess, bundle of softwood like this, pine or cottonwood or silver maple, but mixing it in with hardwood, I found campers really like. It gives you a good flame, a long burn time. You get the popping, which a lot of people like with pine and poplar, and it makes the bundles a little bit lighter, because if you make your bundles too big and too heavy, it's hard for some people to pick them up when they're going camping. So that's why we do it the way we do. Throw the fire starters in, a couple of these pieces of kindling in, and people love this stuff. Easy to light. Don't really need the kindling because it's well seasoned wood, but it's just, I guess, a little added bonus. And if you watch my video on making that kindling, it's a huge value add to your firewood business if you can find it like I did. I paid $10 for like 4,000 pound bundles of these sticks. Cut them up with a chainsaw. It's very labor unintensive, and it just adds a ton of value to your product. We put it in with our roadside stand stacks. We put it in with our bundles here. When I sell bulk firewood, I give people a big ball of the kindling, and they just love it.
Ah.
We try to mix it up a little bit, you know, not just a big gob of cottonwood or a big gob of ash. What's left in this truck will mix with hardwoods or better hardwoods, and it'll go out to the roadside stand. So that's why we do it like this. So we're sort of, I guess, sorting as we go. And I gotta focus on working because Rachel on that Dyna FB10 is gonna get ahead of me way too fast.
Well, except I.
Oh, you got it. Oh, yeah, just get it, I guess, in the right spot when you go. And like we said, these little pieces of kindling with all these different sizes, it really helps you be able to square out your bundle, because we all know the firewood, when you split it, you get all different sizes, all different, you know, we split it all small, which people love. Small wood, like this isn't Dan from Back 40, this isn't his tiny small wood. It's just small splits. You know, a lot of people from the home heating back in the day, they're like, why do you make your firewood so small? I get complimented all the time on having the smaller wood. I have a bulk order going out here this week that the guy orders every year. He's a ways away, so he pays a premium price, and they burn it at the yacht club, and they bought some other wood before they bought mine, and they said that it was supposed to be seasoned, ready to go, and it was just garbage. So once he bought mine, he buys it every year. He pays a premium delivery fee. It's a nice trip. It gets me down by Cabela's so I can do a little shopping while I'm there. And he called again. He's like, remember, I want the small splits, which is what he requested, what he asked for. And, you know, people love it. And I think more people are, I guess, coming to realize that the small splits are where it's at. But I'm going to talk a little less, work a little more, because I got to be able to keep up with her. You can see how this is an efficient system, and if you have probably 3 people is what it would take to keep up with that bundler. But if you have 3 people making these bundles, you can really just crank the wood out.
One thing I particularly love about this bundler is the working height. It's very easy for me to reach over and pick it up. I'm not having to like come from too high. I can get a good leverage. You don't have to bend over too much. Like, it doesn't hurt your back. It doesn't feel like I'm straining at all, which isn't always the case as a female doing anything in the male-dominated wood industry. A lot of things aren't built for us, and this works just fine. Okay, I'm shredding this wrap.
You might have to loosen it.
How?
Every once in a while. I keep this wrench here because you have to just make small adjustments sometime to your tension, which is on all firewood bundlers, it seems. Little adjustments here and there. The wrap changes. You might get a nick in your wrap, whatever it is.
I'm having issues. It's just shredding. Which way did you adjust it?
Just to the left here, lefty-loosey. Yeah, so what happened, somehow we nicked our wrap, which is causing it to rip there.
Yeah.
Probably one or two more. So if you get a nick in your wrap, which I'm not sure how we did,
Probably my fault.
it will want to break there easier. This should be pretty good. I actually loosened it too much because that's what sets your tension on the bundle. So you can see this is real life. Stuff happens sometimes. Not sure how that happened, but it does. But that's all goes into the firewood production time. And if we're going to tell you how long it takes to make something, we're going to include that. I got distracted and built this one a little too big. We probably only need 2 of these. I can't keep up with her. Dyna makes a quality product. We run their Dyna, their Firewood processor, the rapid split SC16. That thing's awesome. They stand behind their products. They're, and I guess, changing. They have a state-of-the-art facility. They run laser tube cutters, laser steel cutters, and because of that, they've been able to make their machine. They actually lowered the price of their machine in this economy because they became more efficient with all their new technology. And instead of just adding that to their profit, they reduced the price of their machines to the public. And also, if you watch our video on Dyna Days, every summer they do a Dyna Days in Millington, Michigan, and they have awesome specials on their machines while you're there, so you can save even more money on them. They will be at the Paul Bunyan Show. Allwood's going to be at the Paul Bunyan Show. Easton Made's going to be at the Paul Bunyan Show. Wolfe Ridge is going to be at the Paul Bunyan Show. We're going to be at the Paul Bunyan Show. If you've never been and you get a chance to go, that's probably our favorite show. We have a ton of fun there, a lot of great people. Friday Night Live, Back 40, Dan from Back 40. And the hotel there is at the Fairfield Inn.
Yep.
And where is that?
Cambridge.
Cambridge, Ohio. It doesn't matter if you're staying there or not. If you're out at that show, come out Friday night. Come to the Friday Night Live and just hang out. It doesn't matter if you have a channel, if you don't have a channel. It's a lot of fun. You can see Rachel can't stand my slowness, so she's jumping in and building a bundle.
Sometimes Heath talks too much.
I hear that a lot in the comments. Stop talking, just work. But if I don't talk, I mean, you don't know what we're doing, right? I'll tell you when I talk way too much is when I drink caffeine. If I drink an energy drink or something, I just talk, I just ramble. This heat, it's been so hot lately. Finally.
We froze our butts off at tennis the other day.
Yeah, this is fall in Michigan. It goes from one extreme to the other. I work at midnight sometimes, so I go to work at midnight and it's chilly, it's cold, it's 50 degrees. And by noon, when I'm ending my shift,
Ouch.
it is 80 degrees. So it's tough to dress for the weather because I work outside a lot. It's a challenge in the fall. You're putting on coats, you're taking off coats, wearing long johns, not wearing long johns. Like, you have to be able to adjust. Our limiting factor on these bundles today is going to be either the kindling or the ash. I didn't bring enough of it. But we're just getting you an average, so it'll be good whenever we run out. We'll have our average, and that'll tell you average how many bundles we can make per hour with this unit. And I challenge you, if you got one, get a teammate, get out there, make bundles how you make them, and throw your average up there. Whether it's a homemade unit, whether it's a hand crank unit, whether it's an electric unit, if you got one, get your wood, do real life work like we are. You'll have issues now and then, and put your average per hour, bundles per hour, so people can compare these machines and see if the cost of one of these is worth it for them. And we're not racing, we're just working at a normal pace here. This isn't Splitter Wars where we're going as fast as we can. I don't talk during Splitter Wars, I'm too competitive. If you don't know what Splitter Wars is, check that out on our channel. It's where we did comparisons, head-to-head comparisons with different log splitters, box store log splitters, commercial log splitters, Allwood, Easton Made, Wolfe Ridge. Like, not all apples to apples. We compare what we can get our hands on, you know. We do our best to be fair and show people what each machine can do. If they spend this money, this is what you're gonna get. And not one machine is best for everyone. So that's what we try to do here on Hard Working Man, whether it be the mowers, whether it be log splitters, chainsaws, whatever it is that we can compare. we're out of kindling. I gotta go get some more, or we'll just call it here at our average. Wrap that one up. We'll see how many we got and get an average out there for them. Here, let me get these last 2 pieces in that I dropped. So you don't need to use the preload trays for this. You can just stack it. Like if you're working by yourself, the preload trays don't make sense really. If you have a partner, they make huge sense. And if you have 3 people, you can really fly. But you can just stack it right into the cradle there like a normal bundler. But these preload trays are awesome. So there, stop the time there.
All right, we ran out of kindling, so we're gonna just stop what we're doing right now, and we'll let you know the average number of bundles per minute that we did, so you can know how many you could do in an hour. But we need to go over to our all-wood. We need help knowing what is going on with this Honda motor.
All right, we brought the all-wood up the other day. We used the Trax powered trailer dolly, which we love, and we brought it up to throw the 6-way wedge on and bust up some of this big locust for home heating wood. But we ran into an issue. We had an issue earlier this year in the winter, and we thought it was water in the fuel. It's doing the same thing. This isn't an all-wood problem. This is just an issue with a Honda motor, which Honda motors are one of the best in the industry. This is their new IGX700. It's fuel injected. And I'm going to start it up and show you guys what it's doing. I have a few ideas, but I want your comments. I want your input, things I can check because I'm not a small engine mechanic. So let me fire it up and we'll show you what our issue is right now. So when we start it, it starts up just fine. And then it starts doing this. Whether we put power to it or not, it acts like it's starving for fuel, but I'm not sure that it is. It acts like there's water in the gas. I checked it, there's not. All we've ever run through this thing is ethanol-free fuel, or rec fuel we call it here in Michigan. It's better for your small engines, it runs better, and it's in this tank, which I wonder, was there condensation? Because we haven't run this for a couple months and there were big temperature changes. So did water get in the fuel? But the fuel comes out down here and water will settle to the bottom. So I let it sit, I jacked it up so that the water would be to that part of the tank. I took the fuel line off and drained it. Absolutely no water. It's clear, clean fuel. So it's not that. So now I'm gonna bring the RPMs up. The engine's warmed up, the oil is full, I've checked that. I checked for obstructions in the fuel lines. That fuel filter only has a couple hours on it because I changed that last time we were having this issue. So it sort of runs and then it chokes out, comes back, chokes out, comes back. What is it? What could this be? I have an idea that I saw in another video, but I'm sure there are other things I need to look at and check, or maybe just get it into a Honda dealer. So one thing I did while this engine was running is I tried to push the spark plug boots on to make sure they were on good, and you get shocked through them, which I don't think is normal. I haven't been shocked before when I try to push these boots on, and it's not painful, but you can feel it coming out, and I don't think that's normal. So one thing I found, a power washer video on an IGX700, which is a very similar motor. What they had to do was put I believe it was a resistor in here because the spark was straying. It wasn't going straight to the spark plug. So that resistor calms it down and sends it straight to the spark plug. Otherwise it can shoot through the cylinder and cause that same surging issue. Their issue wasn't as bad on the power washer, but it also wasn't running all these high power hydraulic pumps. So I'm thinking that might be it, considering the fact that there's stray voltage that I can feel coming out of it. And that fixed their engine. They took it to one shop and they told them $1,200. New this, new that, new fuel pump, everything. They took it to another place and it ended up being $100 worth of parts and labor to change those boots out with the resistor. So I'm trying to find those. I might have to call that company. It was down in Florida and try that. Do you think that's what it could be? I'm hoping it's something simple like that because this engine doesn't even have 100 hours on it yet. It's a Honda. It should run great. The gas is good. The fuel filter's good. The oil's good. I'm at a loss for why it's running like that, but it doesn't allow us to split. It doesn't provide the power we need to run this all wood.
All right, so we ran out of kindling, so we're gonna just stop here. We have a good little number of bundles we've made. We made 12 of them, and it took just over 12 minutes, so that's about a minute per bundle, which if you times that by 60, that's 60 bundles per hour. And if we sell these for $7 a bundle, we're looking at $420 for an hour's worth of making bundles. That's pretty good if you ask me.
No, we're not making $420 an hour because we had to make the wood, we had to season the wood, we had to do all that. But you're adding tons of value because we couldn't sell that quantity of wood for 420 bucks if it wasn't in bundles. So you're seeing how you can get your money back quickly from a machine like this. Now, this machine, why do we say it's the best? One, I think it's the fastest on the market because of the preload trays. You saw that. If you have 3 people, you're going to blow 60 bundles an hour out of the water. So plus, once you have your wood sorted and ready and you get into a process, you're going to go even faster. But this thing's built heavy duty, like everything Dyna builds. Like, this isn't thin, this isn't cheap, this isn't chintzy. It's got greasable bearings. It's got this protective thing back here. They got the full disc. Like, I looked at a lot of bundlers. I looked at them at the Paul Bunyan shows. I looked at them at New York State Woodsman's Field Days. And there's some nice ones out there, but in my opinion, the Dyna is the best there is. So check it out if you're in the market for a bundler. If you want to go electric and increase your production, I don't know how you can pass this thing up. Check it out. We'll put a link to their website in the description of this video. And oh yeah, we were going to tell you how to get free shirts.
So how can you get yourself a free Hardworking Man t-shirt, either with Dyna on the back or Easton Made on the back or All Wood on the back? Well, you have to find us at the Paul Bunyan Show at the Guernsey County Fairgrounds, October 4, 5, and 6, Cambridge, Ohio. It is an amazing show. It's huge. There's so many vendors, so many people there. It's a great time. So you have to find us and just say hi. Like, don't be shy. Don't be afraid to come up. Introduce yourself, and then you got to wear your shirt. We're going to give you a shirt, but we want to see you wearing the shirt at the show. Like, there's nothing better than to see the shirts walking around. So we hope to see you there, and thank you all for watching. Drop us a comment down below if you have questions on anything, or just say hi. That's all we love. So give us a thumbs up too, Heath says. So I hope you all have a good day and enjoy the rest of this summer that we have.